Morning everyone, Chris here at the Toy Box, working on some Halloween stuff. I don't post too much about this on this channel because I want it to be mainly about cars, but if you've seen my videos for the last few years, you are aware that my father and I have some pretty, I guess you could say, high interests in Halloween. And we have become, the house in the area that I live that goes way above and beyond all expectations and all forms of reality when it comes to putting on a good show for the kids on Halloween. And you may have seen some of this stuff in the background, but I wanted to create a intro for you before I post the footage from earlier this week. So my dad and I are big into these animatronics for Halloween. We buy all these from Poison Props and we kind of make them our own. And what I'm showing you here is we try to make them mobile. They're intended, you'll see in the video, they're intended to be installed and used in a like a house or a stationary, something that's not going to be moved very often. And we, of course, are not in the business of haunting or that type of industry, but we still have an interest in setting the stuff up for the kids every year. So we make these things mobile, and we do that by creating these platforms. In the past, you would have seen a ton of platforms like this, about 4x8, 4x6, kind of in a variety of different sizes. And again, this is the witch from Poison Props. She's designed to be stationary or non-mobile, but again, we're not in that industry. Just gonna do it, a lot of work for about 5 hours a year, and we keep them off-site during the other 364 days of the year. So over the last, I'd say about 2 months, we've been coming here almost every weekend and creating these stages or these platforms, as well as designing scenes. We designed this little manifold that hooks them all up together because in theory we're going to try to, instead of doing what we had been doing and setting these all up individually, individual air line, individual electrical line, and just having just a ton of cords everywhere, we want to make them into one. So we are designing it like this. We have this cabinet, and this is 4 different control panels for these 4 props on the front. And we've used this one and these 2 in the past, but this hair puller, she was at TransWorld actually, is new for us, along with all of these over here. We're going to keep the witch as is, so she's kind of a standalone prop. And this guy's pretty violent. They had another one that I like a little bit more, but this is just some, insane asylum type dude who gets shocked and thrusts his body everywhere. This is a little hang upside down zombie that we got to create a scene for. And we got these 2 new guys as well. Oh man, this little dude too. I think we're going to make a skeleton or a graveyard type scene. How many props are at storage right now? Maybe 10, 12 or something like that?
Yeah, I think we're probably up to 24 or 26 of these things.
We got you said about 24, let's say like 25 of these pneumatic props from Poison Props. And it's running out of space actually. We're going to be building about a 1,600 square foot pure storage. It'll look like this. It won't be steel. It'll be a stick construction, but it's going to be on the other side of that wall. I'll show you that later. So this is another step that we're doing. We stain them. Each one of these platforms takes like 2,000 cuts or something like that on the bandsaw. So that's been a pain in the ass. We got tubes here working on this is for the fogger for the chimney.
Yep.
So this is kind of what a finished prop looks like. Again, these things aren't, it's in our imagination how we set these things up, and this we call the stank house or stank hollows. And we got these 2, they're not static, they walk, or they kind of wobble back and forth, along with this one. And this guy is in what we think looks like a nice outhouse, and he just vibrates and makes a bunch of noises. We ended up designing and setting up a boo box, which is what you saw back behind that cabinet back there, and it just makes a bunch of grunts noise like he's using the facilities. This guy just moves his head up and down, and this dude right here bangs his head on the side trying to get into the bathroom. What I was mentioning before with the one line in and out, this one's a little more simple. We have just the one air prop, but you see we got everything labeled. We got one of the pneumatics and the electronics, and everything is run inside the cabinet. And it comes down here, and then we have just one air line and one electrical line. So when it comes time to set this thing up, instead of having a ton of air lines and electrical lines run throughout my yard, it's just going to be one. And that's going to be the same thing for each platform. So this one just has one pneumatic prop on it, but 5 electric props plus a couple speakers plus the fogger. All that's going to be run by one electrical line. And this one's probably going to be that graveyard we talked about. And we are going to end up making, I would guess, about 3 more of these. Because like I said, we have probably 12 props or so in an off-site storage, just the public storage that we need to break down and create these scenes. Because we did end up buying a larger trailer that holds 2 of these platforms. I know, a lot of work. Wanted to make an intro before I post this random TransWorld video. Got the boys helping out.
Let's go.
It's fun stuff. But okay, we're gonna get going on this. I think our idea is to maybe put some slats on there, burn the wood a little bit, make it look a little nicer. But this will be like the inbred family prop or something. We do make these things also. I plan on making a trail this year, so it'll tie everything in and prevent people from going off of the scene. Because again, all this stuff goes in my front yard, so we're trying to control everything and make a nice scene. It's cool. You'll have to see it come October, but thought I would give you guys a little background as to what you are about to see and why I was there. Which, by the way, not that I'm judging, but we saw several people there that I think they thought TransWorld meant something else. I don't know. Anyway, enjoy.
Please make sure that if you brought 2 items.
about to leave now. That was a good show. We're there for,
Look at my watch.
it's 2:45 right now.
5 hours.
5 hours, yeah.
5 hours. Awesome show.
Got some ideas for some future projects. Pa's got a whole bunch of other stuff coming in
Keep us going.
pretty soon, I would imagine. But yeah, I think we're gonna go get some barbecue. Our flight has to take off another, what, like 3 hours, 2 hours?
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. Get some spare ribs.
Yeah. So
Our old St. Louis style ribs.
I'll end this here. Hopefully, I got some good footage. But as always, I appreciate you watching. See more videos. Thanks.